If you have a very high turnover rate, it's probably because your team is not feeling valued. Team members stay longer and they work harder when they feel seen and when they feel valued. So today, you'll learn 5 appreciation ideas that actually change team morale. I once worked with a company that had over 260 employees across multiple locations. And when I first arrived, their turnover rate was super high. The people were getting hired and then they were quitting within a couple of weeks. Some team members were picking up extra shifts and doing everything that they could to actually keep operations going, while others were barely showing up with little effort, low energy, and acting like they really didn't care. So leadership asked me if I could figure out what was wrong and help them fix this. And it didn't take me very long to see the pattern, see what was actually going on. The team wasn't burnt out from the work that they were actually doing. They were burnt out from the lack of appreciation that they were getting from the leadership team. They were constantly being asked to stay late, to come in early, to come in on your days that are off, right? Cover these teammate shifts. Can you help them? Can you keep things together? But they weren't getting the appreciation that they were looking for, the acknowledgement, right? They might have gotten a quick little thank you and that was it. And also, this doesn't matter what industry that you're in. It's a human nature thing. People want to feel appreciated, especially when they're working super hard to help somebody else, right? Now, what ends up happening if appreciation isn't expressed? Resentment. People start to feel like they don't even want to be around the person, the business, whatever is giving them that feeling, right? Your team morale is going to end up dropping. Your employees, guess what? Your turnover is going to start rising. They're going to keep leaving. They're going to keep quitting. The first thing I did was I started by listening. I asked the team members questions, what would make you feel good? What do you think appreciation is? Just ask them, spoke to them, and employees actually opened up to me, especially since I wasn't a part of the manager. I wasn't a part of the leadership team. I was an outsider looking in, just trying to get answers, right? And they actually told me that leaders in the company, they weren't showing up for them. They weren't really supporting them how they would like them to. So they told me that the managers would give instructions, right? Tell them to do this, but then they wouldn't actually pitch in themselves. And they told me that it felt kind of one-sided, right? They're doing everything, but they're not getting any thank you, no special appreciation, no, nothing. Just a quick little thank you. It gets to be a little draining, right? So I started building a year-round appreciation system with the company. We started doing little activities throughout the month. Okay, one was we used like a whiteboard in each location. And we would ask like fun little questions on the whiteboards. One of the managers would walk in, write something on the board, a question or a trivia, something, right? Something they needed to guess and answer. And whoever the team member that answered first, they would get a chance to get a little, I forgot what it was, like a little cookie or something. I don't remember what it was, but they got a little reward for, participating in these little activities. And we also created appreciation gifts from each of the member leadership. So each manager was responsible for 1 month out of the year, and they would go and purchase little gifts, appreciation gifts for their team members. So if there was 50 team members, they would purchase 50 little gifts or 50 cards, or they would make something, but they would create some type of appreciation gift for that month from the team member or from the leadership. We also did surveys, check-ins, and little small competitions between the sites, the different locations as well, just to make it a little bit more, not so heavy as to work, feeling a little bit of joy, a little bit of, activity throughout the daytime during their shift. But the biggest transformation really happened during Team Appreciation Day. Now, traditionally, the company that I was partnered with, they held an appreciation event every year. And the event was very small. Okay, it was like a quick 1 hour during work hours, 1 hour during the day, and each employee was given a little goodie bag, and there was a brief little speech from the general manager, and then it was back to work, right? And sometimes half of the employees weren't able to even go to the event because they had to stay behind and work while the event was going on, because the event was during, again, work hours. So I knew that the team needed something a little bit more than that. They were feeling really stressed, and I wanted them to feel more, feel important, feel valued, feel like they've been seen. So I designed a full award show experience, right? We had a red carpet type of event. We had a photographer team act like they were paparazzi. So when the team members were walking into the event, it felt like, ooh, right? They felt so special, right? We got high tables. We rented high tables for the event. We decorated with lights, and we did this big Hollywood theme, and I was able to coordinate with the marketing team and also create a custom video trailer just to keep with the Hollywood theme, right? And we did a feature presentation of the leadership, talking about the team members and how they felt behind the scenes and how much they appreciated the team members. And we were also able to get access to a little auditorium for the ceremony. So it was really a big done up thing. We had awards. And so every team member received a little certificate with little superlative, back in high school, they were most likely to succeed, most likely, but we did these based off of the job. So, most likely to come in early for work, or, just little things, right? And so each team leader voted on who should get what type of award. And so every team member ended up getting an award. And then it was just a little certificate. I did want to do little actual awards, but the budget, again, depending on what the budget is, we want to keep it where we know that they feel appreciated, but it also doesn't have to be this big blowout thing. Now, if you wanted to, that's icing on the cake, but the gesture, just the actual, make it feel special, right? That's what we were going for. So we just printed out some really, pretty certificates with their name on it, personalized it, and they still got their goodie bags and everything. And it was a really great event. Actually, the COO of the company actually flew in to take a look at the event, said he's never seen anything like that in any of the sites, because these are multiple sites across the nation. And so he was really impressed, and they ended up actually highlighting it also in that location team appreciation event in the company-wide newsletter. So it was a pretty big event, and I know that team felt super appreciated. So after we had that event, okay, we did notice a huge shift in team morale, because people felt the energy from that, right? They felt valued. That experience proved, that people really want to feel like they belong, right? And that their work, that their effort that they're putting in isn't getting unnoticed. So when you have team members, okay, they will stay not just because of paychecks alone. Okay, they're going to stay because of how the workplace actually makes them feel. So by knowing that, okay, make sure that you're appreciating your team, because they're going to stay longer, because you've created this culture in your company, not just a once a year activity, right? Our goal is to do this year round, to keep them feeling appreciated and want to be a part of the company and not want to leave, right? We want your team members to go out and tell other people to come and join the company, right? That's the goal. That's what we want. We want everybody to be happy. We want them to feel important in their role, right? We don't want them to feel like it's a burden, right? Like this is too hard. When the company shows that appreciation and doesn't undervalue their team members, you're going to end up seeing better performance from your team member. They're probably going to show up on time, show up early, right? More just a better environment. It's going to feel good. Your customers are going to feel the vibe too. It's a trickle down effect, right? And it starts with your team leaders, right? All the way to the tippity top. All right, so here are 3 appreciation ideas that you can use. Now, you can do a quick, sincere statement about something that you saw them do. Write them a little, sticky note, stick it on their desk kind of thing, right? Just to give them a little boost of morale. Another thing that you can do, maybe weekly or monthly, or maybe little small treats or notes or, little gestures that create positive anticipation, right? You want them to feel that they're being seen again, even with little things. Maybe you have leadership rotating responsibility and bringing in small gifts, like candles or snacks or notes or maybe little candy or trinkets, whatever it is, even if it's something small, employees are going to feel like they're cared about. And again, you don't need a huge budget for all of this, okay? The third thing that you could do also is you could do the whiteboard challenge, right? You're going to get a whiteboard posted up somewhere where the team members can see it when they're walking in, maybe by the punch-in clock, and write some type of message, some type of challenge or question or friendly competition or team shout, whatever it is, but use that whiteboard to get engagement from your team members daily as they're walking in on their shift. It really helps to reduce a little bit of stress because now everybody's kind of connected to the board as far as, did you see the board? What did you put? Right? They get excited to see what's happening with that activity for the day, right? Here's another one that you can do because this was a bigger complaint that I heard from a lot of the employees that I was around. They were saying that leadership didn't help. When things were getting busy and things were, really getting hectic and, things felt like it was falling apart, instead of leadership hopping in to help, they were standing around telling people, hey, you need to work faster. Hey, you need to do a little bit more. And the team members ended up feeling like, again, that they were being talked down to. So remember that appreciation isn't just about the word, it's also about the presence, okay? The way your leadership team is actually showing up. So when leaders are like physically participating and supporting the team, even helping with tough tasks, it changes the entire environment, right? This is going to build respect faster than any gift could. They're going to see that this leader is really trying to, be on their side, help them, be in the trenches with them, right? They're going through it versus a leader that just keeps telling them, you need to do this, do that, do that. Are you taking action and helping them out when you see that they're struggling? Okay. And then the last top tier thing I would say is do a full out team appreciation event. Okay. Try your best. I know there's a lot of businesses that cannot do the appreciation outside of business hours, but if you can, do maybe a weekend or like something where you could do maybe a barbecue lunch for your team members, maybe a sit down dinner where you're catering to them. It could be something big like that, or it could just be maybe you bring in lunch for everybody for the day, right? Maybe every Fridays you take care of lunch, or once a month you take care of lunch. I remember that was big. Like employees really did like when leaders brought in lunch or some type of special, maybe bring in donuts in the morning time when you first clock in for everybody. So, just little things like that. It just makes them feel special. If you do decide to have a bigger event, it's all about appreciation, right? Showing them how they're special to your entire ecosystem, your entire organization. So remember, if you see that you have a high turnover rate, it could be that, again, you are just not appreciating the team members when you have them with you. So show them appreciation, let them feel that you care, that they are there, and that you see the hard work that they're doing, okay? All right, friend, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching again, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, then like and subscribe to support Brand Impact 365 with LaMorvielle. And if you are struggling with your brand impact, then watch the next video.